My name is Matt Daciw. I am half owner of a gym called the Wreckroom in Kitchener, and I'm owner of my personal training business, which is called Titan Training, which is based out of Kitchener and Guelph, Ontario. The purpose for me is really, in reality, to help people to change their lives in some respect. So at the end of the day, I want to help people improve their quality of life. If they're experiencing pain, if they're experiencing, discomfort from aches and pains, past injuries, that kind of stuff, lifestyle issues. So whether they're sitting at a desk job all the time, or they're, maybe they're a mail carrier and they're up walking all the time and they've got all these aches and pains, that kind of thing. Helping restore quality of life so that people can, live pain-free, enjoy their life, enjoy their time with their family. And that's one aspect of it. The other aspect is really helping people to understand that, they have the power to make positive changes in their own life. And I like to use, physical training kind of as the catalyst for that transformation for them. So if I can help them understand that, they're much stronger than they realize, and there's a lot of potential there inside them if they learn how to dig deep and find it, then that's going to stretch out to other aspects of their life and make a big impact. What fascinates me about the industry, I think, is how in depth it goes. Because when you look at physical training kind of from the outside, a lot of times I think people get that kind of gym bro kind of idea of just going in, training arms and bench press and squats. But there's so much science that's been poured into understanding the mechanics of the body, how the body works, how everything is interconnected, even tapping into breathing, how the brain works, and really understanding how training can become a very holistic approach that can literally transform a person from the inside out if you know what tools to use and when to use them. One thing in particular, it's that I think a lot of people become disconnected because they simply don't put the time in to try to reconnect. One of the things with my training that I really try to get people to do is to get back into feeling what their body is telling them. So, get back into doing slower movements, ground themselves. Like people, most times when people come in and they start training, they're rushing through all their movements. They're just trying to get the workout done. And they're not really, they're not really respecting what's going on in their body. And kind of that mentality is what got them to the place they were in the first place. So, really, taking the time to be aware of what you're feeling and then understanding what that means. And then my job is to educate them on, when they have these feelings, when they have these experiences, what do they mean? How can they fix these issues? Or how, if they know something's going right, how is that supposed to feel? Or if they know something's going wrong, how is that supposed to feel? The more tools I have in my toolbox, the more people I can help and the more of an impact I can make on their lives. At the end of the day, I always say it's great helping people to get into shape, but I really like helping people to, discover new strengths within themselves they didn't know they had on one end, and then on the other end, really restoring quality of life. So, learning about how the body works, the muscular subsystems, the fascial lines, the biomechanics of all these different movements, understanding that, movement in itself can be corrective if done correctly, and really getting people to see the depth in training and how much it can have a positive impact on their life. That's a big part of the passion for me. And then really, like I said, just helping people and, getting an opportunity to, take someone out of their everyday grind and, lift them up. If everyday life is kind of beating them down, you get a chance to lift them up by pushing them, showing them their strength, showing them what they have deep down inside them that they don't normally get a chance to see. It's not about what you expect from life, it's about what life expects from you. And that's a quote from Viktor Frankl out of a book called Man's Search for Meaning.
And what does that mean to you?
It means to me that nothing in life comes easy. And there's too many people nowadays with an expectation that something should come without putting in the work. At the end of the day, anything that you get that you didn't work hard for, I think, doesn't have the same amount of value and doesn't have the same amount of impact. And when you really care about something and you're passionate about it and you dive into it and you put as much heart as you can into it, the impact that can make on your life and the lives of others is paramount. Purpose is important because if we have no purpose, then why are we doing anything? You know, to not have purpose is to kind of be, you know, nihilistic in a sense. You know, if there's no reason for you to be here, then there's no drive to do anything important. And I think, you know, having the drive to do something important is what's going to change the world in a positive light. If you don't care about anything, if you don't have purpose, then you might as well just sit on your couch all day and eat potato chips. Yeah. Or, you know, go out and you know, live a life where you're having fun, but that life is not going to have a positive impact, and in a lot of cases is going to be detrimental to the people around you, your family, your friends, your neighbors, you know, your community. If you don't have purpose, you don't have direction. If you don't have direction, then you might as well just be swimming around in circles. Hopefully, if you're getting into the industry of personal training or you're trying to help people in any type of self-development, you know, the passion is there that you want to help people. You're not just doing it because you think it's a quick, cool paycheck or an easy job. I mean, nothing that I do I would consider really at a fundamental level easy. I love what I do, so it becomes easy because of that. But I have a lot of continuing education. It's been 3.5 years I've been a personal trainer. I have 16 certifications over and above my original personal training certification. So understanding that, you know, it's what you learn after you know it all that counts. Once you think you know it all, start reaching out, start learning more. You know, just because you started in the industry and now you know how to make a simple program doesn't mean you know everything. There's a whole world of information out there to learn, and the more you learn and the more you can positively apply that knowledge to what you do and how you help people, the more of an impact you're going to make and the more you're going to be successful as a trainer. Everything that you do and everything that you create comes based upon your self-concept. And if you don't love and value yourself, if you don't care for yourself, then you're never going to do great things for yourself, or you're always going to find a way to sabotage yourself. You know, and I use the analogy, like, if you have someone in your life that you hate, are you going to go do nice things for them? Most people are going to say no. If you have someone you don't like, are you going to go do nice things for them? Most people are going to say no. But if you love that person, you'll do anything to help them. And the same goes for yourself. So if you're struggling in life to get somewhere, and it's because you realize that you're sabotaging yourself, then it's really important to kind of look at that self-concept and understand that, you know, work needs to be done there. Because we're all brought up with a certain amount of programming from our parents, from TV, and our experiences in school as kids. And a lot of people have a lot of self-worth issues. And if you've got some serious self-worth issues, it's going to be hard to be successful in anything you do. And I've been dealing with that kind of stuff for years based on, you know, things that happened to me as a kid. Unfortunate things that have, you know, you realize at a certain part in life that you want to be successful, but you're not doing what it takes. And if you break that down as to why, it's like, well, because I don't care about myself. So if I don't care about myself, I'm not going to do the right things. You know, and that kind of bleeds into the personal training aspect too. You know, so that's another thing I try to help people to do, is to understand that they need to love themselves and care about themselves, that if they want these positive changes to be sustainable. Respecting the process to me means understanding that in order to get good at anything, you have to invest time and you have to take responsibility. One of the mottos I have for myself is that if you want to be good at anything, you got to be willing to suck at it. You got to understand that you're starting. You know, that first step is the first step in a journey of a lot of steps. And if you're not willing to take your ego out of the equation and to really put in the work and the time and the effort, then you're not respecting the process. So you got to understand that success in any fashion requires consistent effort and consistent reminders that it's okay to screw up, it's okay to mess up, but just stay on the path, be persistent, and respect the process.